Hey everybody, welcome to PTT Urban Homestead, May 31st, around 3 in the afternoon. I actually did another recording and everybody was cranking up their cars and motorcycles and four-wheelers and just interrupted the whole video or the front end. So let's try this again. Anyway, did a little bit different methods so that you can see my face a little bit. So anyway, let's get started. This is my mystery wildflower bucket, and I've got these flowers here that I don't know what they are, but they got these little bud things that pop out. If anybody knows, let me know. It was a little bag, burpees, mixed flower. It's supposed to attract butterflies and maybe some birds and things like that, hummingbirds and stuff like that. All right, there is the strawberry patch. Still looking good. Getting a few strawberries, but most of the strawberries are tapped out. But actually still seeing some green ones down in there, so we just have to keep an eye on it. We had a pretty good flow of strawberries 3 weeks ago, or maybe a month ago. All right, and this is the okra bed. Who's that? Mamba. Mamba. He's hiding in the okra. And I've got some dill in here. Trim back a little bit so it doesn't shade the okra too much. Eggplant coming along pretty good. Age these up. They grow like tomatoes, where they kind of put out these sucker plants. Sometimes you can control them a little bit if you want, or let them go. But once they get an actual eggplant on them, it creates a lot of weight, and the limbs will kind of break sometimes. Fence line, food garden this year. Last year it was all flowers, red, white, blue, sunflowers and corn in the back, and then also planted melons and cucumbers and melons in right in front of that, so that they can climb on the fence. The amaranth is doing good. It comes out with this little seed plume, or this little plume thing. I know that has a lot of seed, but this is going to get pretty big. So looking forward to seeing how that goes. Peppers in the first 8 foot, and green beans, and we're seeing little baby green beans here. Yeah, I think you can see it there. Little baby green beans, and that doesn't take long. Once they pop out some green beans, you got to keep an eye on them and start picking them. All right, same thing here, but I've got okra, row of okra that goes all the way down into the last 8 foot, and then more eggplant here. These were planted after, or like their second seeding from the first ones in the raised bed. And then peppers all the way down, different types. I've got long green peppers. They look like the shape of a banana pepper, but they're actually a green pepper. So green peppers, banana peppers, long peppers, and jalapenos. And some marigolds along the front, and in between a little bit there, the ones that are flowering I bought from Home Depot, and the ones that are not are ones that I started by seed. Finally was successful after I bought some new seed. There's some volunteer zinnia, and I got red, and it's like a pink one, but these are actually growing outside the edge of the raised bed, so I'm just going to let them go like them. So, and then the row of zinnia, nasturtium, And when the nasturtium flowers, it's really neat. But I kind of missed the flowering of these. They're not fully established yet. I just put them in a week and a half ago, so, and it's really been raining, not a lot of sun. So I got the chamomile, and I'm growing crook neck squash, and which I'm gonna grow vertically. So this is new to me. I haven't even grown this in the ground before. So, and I think I do have one in the ground down there, but we'll see if I can do this. I've seen a couple videos on growing it vertically. You just have to cage it up, kind of keep it going up, tie it off, whatever, stake it up. You know, a couple of tomato plants here, but they're pretty sure the Romas. It could be the vine types, could be the Roma bush tomato, or chamomile, or chamomile here on the end, and then I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna fill in here in the middle. All right, the herb, another herb bed here. I've got the mint's gone crazy, so I gotta tone that back, and the rosemary in the middle here. It's like a tree down there, a bush. So leave that. Maybe I'll propagate some of this. Some of these new shoots are good for stuff like that, where you can propagate a few more plants, keep them going. And then oregano is just, I didn't know, I never grew oregano, but it really kind of spreads out too, almost like mint. So, all right, headed to the backyard. All right, backyard. Get all these hoses stretched out. I'm draining the swamp pool. The pool looks like a swamp, but I'm draining it out and fill it up. I found it's almost cheaper just to fill it up, drain it out, clean it out. The cover was just not. It didn't work at all. I didn't have it attached correctly or so whatever. So I'm just gonna drain it, clean it out, fill it with clean water, start from fresh. The actual water only costs, I think, about $90 to $100 once I get the credit thing. So it's actually cheaper because the chemicals that I would have to use to actually to clean the whole pool out would be just $200, $250. I don't know. So it's cheaper to actually just fill it up. All right, we got our cucumber area here, and it's doing good. It's climbing the net. Last time I did the video, I don't even know if I had the net in there, but now the nets, they're grabbing onto the netting. Nasturtium on the end here. It might not be getting quite enough sun, but I'm gonna incorporate more marigolds and stuff. I did see a one of those bugs that causes the disease, and their little one just flew away. I think he's trying to hide from me. They really try to. They don't want to be seen, but well, anyway. And then there's these bugs that look like ladybugs, but they're not. They actually eat the meat a little bit. But I've seen wasps come down and do something to them, so that'll work out. I might put some insecticidal soap stuff that I use, Castile soap. Alright. Now to the lettuce and carrots. I don't know if I'm seeing any. I'm not seeing any little carrot heads pop up yet, but I guess I'm waiting on that. Lettuce going to seed. So this is my Paris Cos. And the one thing about this lettuce, you can actually still eat the leaves. It's not bitter. So usually when lettuce bolts, lots of types of lettuce, it bolts. It'll be bitter. but you can actually still eat the leaves. And I want to let these go to seed, so I capture the seeds and use them for next year. And then I'll kind of show the process of that once the time comes, because it's not even formed. The one of them has the little buds on the top that will turn into little flowers, and then they get pollinated and then turn into seed. All right, green bean patch in the back, raised bed. Wow! Oh wow! Okay, I didn't know this. Actually, you should see this thing. I thought they were a lot smaller. Um, You've got green beans that actually do it. I'm gonna do it probably one. Wow. Okay. These are mature. Yes. All right. Let me continue with the video. Tomato trellising doing well with the 2 lead tomatoes. I did see a couple spots where I had some blossom in on 1 or 2 tomatoes, and that'll happen. It doesn't mean all the tomatoes are going to be like that, but it's a sign of lack of the watering, irregular watering, and stuff like that causes it. A lot of people say it's calcium, but a lot of times it's just lack of watering. And I didn't have my irrigation set up until about a week and a half ago, so now it's on a regular watering setup, so shouldn't have any problems. There's a couple that you see that have that, but no biggie. But lots of tomatoes, oh my goodness. We've actually picked some, I think I took a picture, I'll throw it in here, but just tomatoes galore up and down these vines. And I see one over here. I think these are I don't know what kind these are right here, but they have kind of a pear shape. So if anybody knows, I'm not sure, maybe Creole. These are more the regular round type that I'm used to, like these right here. So those would probably be the beefsteak. And then we've got the other trellising, and these vines are really reaching the maximum to the top of the line. So we'll just see how that goes. I might have to replant some more, which is fine. They'll grow pretty fast in the summer, so not a big deal. Get through here. Anyway, that's what it looks like now. All right, potatoes have really been drenched last few days, last week or so, but they're coming out good. I'm not sure if you have to see flowers on these or not. All I know is that they say when the vine dies off and kind of dries up is when the potatoes are going to be ready. So here's the sweet potato bags. I did those before I went on my trip to Arkansas to see my parents. I did a video last week with them. So they have their slips in. I now have my slips in. Last year I don't even think I got the slips in until June. And that was a volunteer petunia that I pulled out of the onion patch area, onion bags, and transplanted it, put it in there. I have got the Roma tomatoes come along well, and I do see some Romas popping out here. Little Romas are like an egg-shaped tomato, bush tomatoes, so you can kind of cage them up, and they'll really sprout out and give you a lot. And they usually give you a lot at one time, so that's the good thing. All right, so into the greenhouse. We had some, I think I showed a picture of these a couple weeks ago. These are picked, but they're kind of overripe, and that will kind of shut down the production of that plant if you're not careful. And my chamois melon, I gotta look this up, but it's close to ripe, but that might be about the size that it's gonna be. And I do have some chamois, the Korean melon. There's some green ones in there. I don't know if you can see it back in there. I've got several coming out. So different than from last year, you know, all my plants got wiped out by disease. More like it was the bug that gave them a virus or something. There's another melon there. Not a lot of cucumbers now, but we've had a lot from here. Enough to do some refrigerator pickles and stuff, so we've done that. Oh, the pepper area here. Same as peppers as in the front. Got green pepper, jalapeno pepper, banana pepper, and I actually picked a couple of banana peppers and then the green peppers that are the long green peppers. They look like banana peppers, but they're just long green peppers. They're slender, but they're a green pepper, so tastes pretty good. You can put them in your saute mix or something. All right, so onion area doing well, and gotta keep an eye on this stuff now for when they go to maturity. Lots of rain like I said, the last week or so, lots of rain. Oh, the the beets. I picked some beets, and I'm gonna throw a picture in because I took a picture of all the beets and stuff that I had picked. Not a lot, but I picked some beets, pulled some beets, and they're getting mature now. So I'm gonna be picking these on a regular basis. We got strawberries. So the back patch of strawberries, raised bag strawberries, are actually still producing. You just pick some nice ones off of the plants back here, but they just kind of hang over. I like that concept. They just hang over the side. And I put in a little basil, my little basil, the stackable thing. I put some basil. I actually top these off, so when they try to go to flower or basically the seed, just keep topping them off, and the little branches, these little branches on the side, they'll keep growing. Just top them off, as you go along, and harvest them when you want it, and when you use it. Next, some more marigolds, different variety. I'll put the variety in here because I was talking about, but I like that this particular marigold has a mixed color flower on it. It's really neat. I like it better than the normal marigold as far as color and stuff. Alright, so draining the pool. So we're draining the swamp. Basically, my cover pretty much failed. That's my fault. I didn't tie it all down like I was supposed to, so a lot of stuff got in there. But we're draining it out, and we'll fill it back up. So might take a day or so to drain it, and then clean it out. Maybe by Monday or so, I'll have it. I'll be able to start filling it up with clean water. All right, here is some radish pods, seed pods. Usually get a couple of seeds out of each pod, so I've staked these up because they like to fall over. But I want as many pods as possible so that I can use the seeds for next year or this fall or whatever we'll do. Celery stalks looking good. These are about 3-gallon containers, and the way celery grows, they say that they like soggy bottoms, so this kind of container is pretty good for that, and it seems to be working well. So I have some lettuce up on the table, and it doesn't get as much sun as the other group of lettuce. So hopefully I'll be able to harvest some of these normal. Might even now, they're fine. Just the leaves, or pick off a few leaves, or cut the whole thing if you want. But yep, working on the pool. Looks like a swamp. So I got a garden hose siphon going on, and then another siphon over there, which is a bigger hose, and I think that's making it drain out a lot faster. So I'll keep you up to date on that in the pool. Some family members have pools too, and I just don't normally mess with mine until almost June. I mean, even a little later this year. Since it seemed to be cooler, so I want the water to be able to get warm and stuff like that. So, all right, well, click subscribe, like, comment, and we'll talk to you soon.